Is Bitcoin bullish over October? Let's see what the charts say. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like and comment. Obviously we're going to talk about Bitcoin. It is October, a new month. Where the hell is this year gone? So as I say, follow me on socials, follow me on all kinds of good stuff, which I always say. Follow what I say in terms of socials, because obviously these videos, they change quite quickly, and my thoughts on Twitter and ramblings are kind of live essentially, so you can get to grips with what I'm saying. And overall my sentiments kind of change over October due to the fact of the monthly close. We'll come on to that in a second. Also, this element, stock to flow ratio, people sentiment bullish. Also, we've got other fundamental stuff in terms of potential stimulus hope, which has obviously pumped markets in the past. Tether prints, all kinds of stuff. We can go on forever and ever in terms of potential hopium. And hopefully, if that is the case and Bitcoin does a little bit of a rally and goes up to those 12Ks, maybe even higher over October, may get some nice little fruition with altcoins. However, I want to talk about the following month as well, what to do, how to prepare, and all kinds of good stuff, okay? Happy fucking days. See you later. Jokes. Right. First things first, obviously, if you've been listening to me in the past, I do think the stock to flow model is pretty wishy-washy. Yeah, I think overall in terms of long-term longevity, all kinds of stuff, in terms of scarcity models, if you've read the Bitcoin standard, you understand what I'm saying. But some of the numbers that it comes out with in the future is like, no chance. Not even a hope in hell of getting to certain numbers. But I do think short-term wise, I think we are going to go up due to the fact of, as I say, previous fundamental sort of stuff, money coming into it. And that is obviously key. But potentially we could reach, well, they do say that, but obviously that was wrong. But for me, I feel that, as I say, the numbers on this are too generous. I think overall as a mechanism it will go up, but I do feel that this will be interesting to watch and probably not happen. But this is what I want to get at. The nuts and crannies of this video is all about October. October is a very big and important month for Bitcoin. Always has been. It always showed good signs of growth for the majority of it. When you look, and obviously there's some months stronger than others. Obviously April's a very good month. May is usually a good month. We've already seen it. But we always get a little bit of a rally in October times, as you can see by the past day, or something at least pretty stable. As you can see here, September-wise, usually pretty crap. September, I took a great opportunity. I jumped out the market for a bit, jumped back in, and I'm quite happy to hold throughout. However, you got to look at some of the past 2 years of November. Traditionally, been quite a wishy-washy year as well. However, it might be different, but I say that there's an election coming up and there may be some fallout in the market and a very, very high stock market. So personally, way I would attack this one would be, try and stay in the market. Hopefully, October is a bullish month as per the records, as per the monthly closes indicate, which we will go over in a minute. Maybe profit taken in November, December time might not be a bad place to be, in my honest opinion. But when you look overall at the market, these numbers are pretty good to look at. You can kind of get a bit of a gravity sort of telling of where markets tend to be. And you've got to look as well. Look at tax season. Look at certain elements between Christmas as well, of why things pump and not so much pump as much as they should. Very, very interesting bit of data. But for me, overall, October is looking okay overall. One of the strongest months when you look at the average data, 10% overall, compared to some of the other months where this is basically like the third strongest month in terms of bullish behavior. So that is a very, very important factor of past previous data. So let's have a quick look at the world of Bitcoin. Now, let's have a little look at the overall chart. If we're looking swing low, swing high, we've got a formation of lower highs appearing, as you can see by the hammers. Obviously, we've got the 0382 at 9K. I do expect it at some point in our life cycle over the next coming months to hit that. I know people are like, what? This is a bullish video, but we expect this to go down. I personally believe, this is my honest, humble opinion, we're going to go up and then back down. I know markets go up and down all the time. I do not think we're just going to go straight up. We've already done a massive rise, but I do feel that the sentiment in the market regarding the likes of the millions of dollars printed every single month, as it seems, we're into the billions now. in tether prints. It's crazy, right? I think what, 7 or 8 billion so far. It's a massive amount of numbers. I know it's actually ridiculous. So that's going to have a big, massive impact. I think that will happen again. Already today, there's been 150 million printed, which was a replenishment on the Ethereum chain. 150 million, just off we go. Market has turned bullish since then. So keep an eye on that. We are getting very, very close to a break of structure on the daily time frame. Very, very close. Even this, though, it is a bullish trend. We've got an uptrend here. We've got an absolute uppy trendy in an obvious word. Up. Okay, we've retraced into the 618 level and we've pulled back. It would not shock me in the slightest if we see a 11,600 or 12k retest, in my honest opinion, if we're looking at a trend. That is just obvious textbook sort of stuff. We haven't launched yet. However, today, today's could be the day. It is October at the end of the day, and you just need to be careful. But when we go on to the higher time frames, this is where it gets more important. Looking at the weekly levels, for example, if I remove some of the noise, the weekly candle of last week was massively bullish. If you zoom in on that, that is a massively bullish candle. It's really, really good. We're still above the EMAs. They're still positive, still showing an uptrend. When you zoom out a little bit, we're still showing a formation of obviously high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, that is bullish. Simple as that. Cannot argue with that. When you look at the monthly, same situation. We've got an absolute pop off here. Now, the first time, now this is the vital, important, bullish information that you need to be aware of. I know I've put the noise back on, but when you look at this level here, I've obviously just highlighted it there. It is massively important you understand one thing and one thing only with this. The first time in a very, very long time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, within a year, 13 months, we have closed above that level as a body closure. That is mightily important. But what is also important, we've still held above it. Even when you look at this, we've popped off, neutral, bit of a turnaround, still holding. Went to the EMA, zipped back up, held. This monthly candle is still above this situation. What does that tell us? Trend, formation, going what way? North. I personally feel that we are going to go higher. That's just my overall gut feeling when you look at the overall trend of the market, in my honest opinion. If we're going to go a little bit deeper and we go to the 3-month, I know, crazy. Looking at this, we've got high, higher low. What have we got here? Just this month is just above it on the body closures. So, food for thought. Realistically, food for thought, in my honest overall opinion. But that is my overall sentiment on Bitcoin. When you look at the chart and you look at the strength of it, we have corrected from this 12k level, but we're starting to show a bullish formation as it stands right now. We need to break one above this level here, first level. Obviously, 12k level needs to be breached, and then from there on 12.5, which will then open up the rules of going up to 14k. So overall, that's my overall thoughts. Okay, BTC analysis, longer term analysis, the trend is bullish. But we need to remember a few other things as well. There's a few other little factors we need to look at and consider. Looking at the dollar. The reason why the dollar is vitally important, we understand. If the dollar drops, it shows strength in the likes of gold, index markets, other indices, equities, whatever, and also cryptocurrency. Because the dollar value is going down, therefore it is being spread elsewhere. Okay. If the BTC kind of correlation between metals and ultimately store of value, essentially, and the dollar value is going down, now what would indicate the dollar value going down is obviously the stimulus checks. Those stimulus checks, what's going to do is going to decrease the dollar valuation. Now, we've had a bit of a pump. Now, this is my analysis on this. I've got analysis on this. And what I was kind of, in my mind, what I was looking at, I personally believe that over the course of the election, post-election, by the way, the dollar will recover because there'll be no more stimulus. But when you look at overall the market sentiment, I personally feel that we are going to retest this 96 level at some point, where that is obviously a high level resistance, but I also think we're going to go a lot lower. It would not shock me in the slightest if we go back down to these 2008 levels where the fallout has kind of happened. Now, what I mean by that is I think over the election, over Christmas, whatever, the dollar will get stronger because of obviously said situations, people saying stuff in the media, oh, the dollar's amazing, look at, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if we had a little bit of an explosion upwards throughout Christmas. I just have that feeling, I don't know why. And when you look at past data, it usually rises in terms of that period. But, as you can see here, obviously, that's just my overall sentiment. But for me, overall, when you look at this, this was the bull run of 2017, 18. Look at the way and the furiosity it dropped. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest if we see the same situation where it pops up and then just nosedives. Everything went explosive. It went crazy. A lot of things devalued the dollar back then, as you can see, coming back up. But for me, overall, the dollar value, I know a lot of people talk about it at the moment, but you just got to look at the overall trend. In my opinion, looking at it, it's looking good for a retracement upwards, in my opinion. But if there's a stimulus check going out, it's going to go down, and that's going to obviously impact the crypto market. But finally, before we leave here, dominance of Bitcoin. Now, again, this is another important factor. We're currently falling out of this range. We were in a bit of a range for a while. Showing strength in altcoins, that would indicate that obviously the world of DeFi is doing pretty well. This is obviously the weekly time frame. We've actually went to retest it and rejected that level, and we're starting to come back down. This is a weekly time frame, by the way, so these are like massive levels. And let me just highlight these a bit further, because these are actually old. In terms of that was like a big obvious range in my opinion when you look like that. If I then go a little bit deeper and just look at this level here, 52, it wouldn't shock me in the slightest seeing us go down to 52 levels in terms of that as a potential area. A 52% BTC dominance would be very, very good for altcoins, because ultimately they would have grown versus Bitcoin. What we want to see, let's be honest, is basically a 40 or a 30% dominance. That would indicate that our altcoins have mooned. Even if the Bitcoin price has dropped, altcoins have got stronger. It means your BTC pairing will get better, therefore making more Bitcoin in the process, which is good. So for me, overall, I am bullish over October. I know I might be mad here, but there's so many factors into why I'm bullish, due to obviously the printing. Cool. But the fundamentals are going to stop at that. We've got to look at technical analysis. We've got to look at past data as well in terms of why things react in October. But when you look at overall the dollar value, then the dominance going down as well, it would indicate that the market overall has interest. It has some strength, because people are putting their money somewhere, and it seems to be in the DeFi sector. It seems to be in the NFTs as well. So what would happen if Bitcoin does pump? Well, chances are altcoins will go with it. Therefore, opportunity over the next few weeks is potentially to make some money here, being holding and sitting in your investments. Then maybe looking at, see what the market does in October, end of October, then into November, taking profits, which would be pretty cool. So let me know what you think. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Personally, best not presume what's going to happen in October, November time, due to the fact of obviously the election. But for me, I'm pretty bullish.